Hi there Pisces, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for June 1st to the 7th. What we've got here for you is some oracle cards. In terms of your tarot, we have in your recent past Three of Cups with the Tower. We have in your focus or current energies Temperance with Perspective, which is the Hanged Man. And as outcome or near future energies, we have the Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and a little surprise behind the Two of Wands as well. Not going to lie, Pisces, got some big energies here. Tower's been out quite a while, quite a bit at the moment. Yeah, obviously we've got a Tower moment, but maybe a celebrated one, something that needed to happen. And you really are taking on a whole new perspective now. You've got the Temperance energy, which is that calm after the storm. You're rebalancing, you're getting together the right ingredients to move forward in a new direction of your life, one that's going to be much more on purpose, full of passion. Hopefully you're ready to take that inspired action, and I think you'll like where you're heading. So let's go to your oracle cards before we dive into the tarot. We have Dance with Life, which is beautiful after a Tower. It means that you're really getting back on that horse like the Knight of Wands and ready to get back into life again, and you're going to be full of energy as well. I'll read that out in a sec. And we've got Tamas. Yeah, Tamas I've had this Yogic Path deck just for a few months, and this one comes out the most at the moment. It's really saying that, sometimes we might be feeling a little bit of the heavier energy, the denser energy, but we also need to take, time to rest, especially if we have been through more intense moments. And it says that we are going through a period, or you may be going through a period where you're in a little bit of a hibernation, a bit of a cocoon stage, but you're really getting ready to emerge as that butterfly, or from the, as a phoenix from the ashes, like happens quite often after the Tower energy. You will be about to get back into the dance of life, but maybe this week, you're sort of in between stage. So the dance with life, is about doing something to change your energy. Well, I think that the Tower might have taken care of that for you, Pisces, but let's just read this one out. Life is always moving. If you resist the ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe is a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy or frequency and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance unrestrained, our spirit takes over, and with each new bop, sway and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Now that's really a metaphor, Pisces, for the fact that sometimes we just need to, we need to get back into the movement to become unstuck. And that can look like really taking note of the direction that we need to move in, leading with the heart, feeling into the body when things feel good or bad, and actually going with that wisdom. You may have been out of flow with the universe in the recent past, with that Tower and Three of Cups. You're probably familiar with the Tower, Pisces. Maybe not everyone is, but the Tower really is that big energy of sudden change. And it is the energy that comes to shake your foundation, to rock your world. There are levels to it. It doesn't have to be, completely groundbreaking, but it can be. It can be the sudden ending of a relationship, the sudden loss of a job. It can be a huge insight or revelation that comes to you personally, or through a situation as well. It's really something that shakes a foundation and brings down a construct in your life that was built on that shaky foundation anyway. So it's like it was going to come down because it was built on inauthenticity, it wasn't in alignment with you, something like that. And that's why we see the Tower as a blessing, because it's the universe's way of really shaking things up for you, giving you a big helping hand, even though it may not feel good, there might be hurt associated with it, it might feel chaotic, but it's the universe's way of realigning your train tracks, of getting you back on the path that you're truly supposed to be on, and that's why we see it as a blessing. When the Tower comes in, there's always the reminder to surrender, release, and let it fall. Don't hold on, because if we hold on to the Tower, if we start trying to patch it up and rebuild it, which can mean patching up a relationship you really know its time is done, holding on, when a cycle's due to complete in your life, when you're pushing it too, because that's when you can feel stuck and stagnant, like the Hanged Man energy we have here. When we hold on to a tower, we often find ourselves 6 or 12 months down the track in the same situation, facing another tower, when we could have been 6 or 12 months down the road, down the track on a new journey. Because it's saying here that this is going to be, cause to celebrate when this tower comes down and you start rising like that phoenix and getting back in the dance of life. This is saying that this tower is coming down so that in your next season, you're going to have a new harvest to reap. You're going to be celebrating a new harvest. This is a time for you to create something new. 3 is the number of creation, and the tower is coming down to create the space in order for you to do that with. With the 3 of Cups, for some of you, not for all of you, there could have been a third party situation. That doesn't just relate to love, guys. It can be in love, a third party being involved. That's why the Tower of Relationship has come down. It can be a meddler in your personal business. That can be a third party. It can be somebody in the workplace, trying to, shine brighter than you, or I'm totally losing my words here, just stealing your thunder, that kind of thing. That could be a third party situation as well. So that could be related to that. It doesn't have to be. I'm really feeling the celebratory energy of the fact that this is a long-awaited change and it's a change to be celebrated, so you shouldn't fear the tower. So current energies, some of you may still be in the tower. It's showing in the recent past situation. It could be anywhere from the last, month or two to the current situation. But what it's really showing here is that this tower falling is going to give you a whole new perspective on life, and it's really going to help you free yourself and get out of any kind of stuck or stagnant energy. Perspective is the Hanged Man energy, and it can kind of talk about sometimes by shifting your perspective, by seeing things differently through that surrender. That's when we release ourselves. The Hanged Man in the Rider deck hangs from that tree of knowledge, waiting to gather the information, waiting for that enlightenment, waiting to kind of, join the dots, to have that hindsight, to get that kind of awakening. And that's when, he frees himself. That's when he reaches that place of acceptance. With the Hanged Man energy, they talk about dying the death of the Hanged Man. You could feel like you're kind of going through that grief process from denial or bartering, depression, sadness, anger, until we finally get to acceptance. Acceptance really is the alchemical moment that the perspective shifts for you and you surrender, and that's when we kind of really integrate that change. That's when we start to rebalance those waters of life. That's why we have Temperance here. Temperance is the energy that follows on from the death energy in the major arcana. So for some of you, this is the end of a cycle. It could be the end of a karmic cycle that you've been playing out. That could look like, that you've been through several relationships that have been the same, but this is the one that you really have learnt that lesson. It could just be, finishing the cycle of relationship, the cycle of that career phase is over for you, something like that. Because it's really, we've got strong indicators of that new dawn, that new day, ready to rise for you. But the angel here, she is an energy that comes in to help you rebalance those waters of life, to do that inner alchemy, to get you back on track, to stabilize so you can move forward. I often talk about, stabilizing the mental, physical and emotional well-being when we see Temperance becoming stable, like the stable structure of the triangle again. And she also talks about the right ingredients. I think some of you are taking a moment to kind of think about, what's the right ingredients that I need to move forward? It's about getting yourself in a position of healing, of renewal, of restoring. It's also, about rebirth as well. And that could mean, that could come out of this perspective shift. Sometimes we need to shift our energy. We need to release old paradigm thoughts and thinking. And that is kind of like that alchemical moment that everything starts to shift. It's amazing that when you shift your internal energy, how much your external reality changes. It really is magic. Okay, coming up for you guys, or the outcome here, we have the Two of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands, and hiding behind the Two of Wands that came out with that card, ta-da, 10 of Pentacles. Don't we all love this one? All right, first of all, I see that you might be at a crossroads for a little while. Two of Wands isn't necessarily just the crossroads, it's kind of a life review card. I really feel like you might be doing a bit of a life stock take and going, okay, what do I want to do now? I've got all the opportunities, got the world at my hands. What am I going to desire? How am I going to move forward? And the Two of Wands invites you to leave a comfort zone, which could have been that tower situation, in order to seek abundance or, you know, in more fertile pastures beyond that. And it's inviting you to take that inspired action of the Ace of Wands here in order to start moving forward. And there's kind of that little temptation here with the wand of the past and the wand of the future. There might be that temptation to go back to the comfort zone to try and rebuild the tower, but I feel like you're going to choose to step into your power, which is represented by the Ace of Wands, and move forward. I think you know that this is final and it's done. And once you make that decision, I think you're just going to be charging forward. That's what the Knight of Wands does. The Knight of Wands can also be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, that might be pivotal in this for you. This can also indicate that there could be passionate offers coming in for you in romance, or offer, if this is a business reading for you, the offer of work that's going to fulfill you more on a passion and purpose level. Yeah, I love that card. It's about moving forward really at pace as well, and it is number 3, so it also talks about creation, but creation from a really passionate place. And where's it heading? Well, we do have the Ten of Pentacles here. What I love about the Ten of Pentacles in a reading with the Tower is that this is a card of greatest stability. If the Tower is instability and change in our life, this is showing a beautiful, settled life with the abundance, all the physical resources that you might desire. It's also known as the money card. Some of you might be receiving money, an offer or inheritance or something like that. It's always possible when this is in a reading. But it shows that this change that you're making is potentially going to lead to a greater state of abundance and fulfillment on a material, in a material scale. But the Ten of Pentacles also links to family and home. So it's saying that this move could really lead to, you know, the partner, the family, the home, the generational living, all of those beautiful things. But sometimes we have to release and give up in order to reach our greatest gain. Yeah. Really beautiful. So quite a big reading, Pisces, for some of you. Of course, there's levels to every card, so it can be massive shifts or it can be smaller steps that are leading you in that direction. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. Do keep in mind I'm reading for a collective with these readings, so it's not going to be everyone's reading every week. Don't make it fit if it's not. It will definitely, you know kind of in the first couple of minutes whether it's your reading or not. Leave me a comment. I like to read them all and I try and reply to them all as well, because it just really helps me get to know you guys and connect with your energies. And I'll be back here same time, same place with another reading, weekly reading next week. Also, I have love readings for June up on my channel as well, so you might want to check those out.